Well, bore da, I'm out and about. Another vlog, being a carer every so often. I do these, any excuse to have a natter. I'm going uptown to get a prescription up to the chemist, up to Boots on top of town, so just thought I'd have a bit of a natter and show you some sights and sound of Denbigh. Lovely morning. So this is Rill Road, one of the busiest roads in and out of Denbigh. You got the other road at the other side there, which is Ruthin Road, but Rill Road is the busiest of the two coming in and out of Denbigh. And then of course you've got Vale Street, the main hill going up into the top of town, which there's no other street like it in Denbigh. Contains all the biggest, grandest houses, all the top people and notable people in Denbigh used to live on Vale Street, and there's no other street like it for the buildings. Like, so I'll turn off, head up to the retail park and see if they've moved the them bins and be dumped fly tipping. I actually did report it to the council, so I'll see if they've shifted it. Pretty regular dumping stuff there, so like I say, I did report it to Denbigh Council, so see if they've cleared it up, because I was there the week before and it was nothing there. There's always something dumped there, but it was all clear, nothing. They tidied it all up, and then within 7 days when I went back, the fly tippers had been there, and it was all two loads. It must have been a van or something like that. It's just up here now. And they were back, and like I say, the council had cleared it up. They did a really good job of it. So I'll have a look now, see if they've cleared it up, or if there's anything else being dumped there. So it's just up on the right here. It's a little, like a public footpath, cuts through behind the no, it's still here. What is that, a new? No, still there. They haven't cleared it yet, but I've reported it. But look at it, it's terrible, isn't it? But they haven't got around to doing anything about it yet. They'll probably sift through the bins, you know, and see if they can find any address or any name or something. So yeah, terrible. Anyway, this is the retail park, but I'll be heading off that way past Aldi, and I might go up Vale Street, or I might go up the back road, I don't know. Cracking morning. So there's Home Bargains, that was the Quick Save. BMS was there, and Barker's Tyres and Exhaust was next door, and that was my very first job when I left school. It was only a couple of months, something like that. It was 1978. It was there when I started there. Like I say, straight from school. It was a couple of months, and then I had a job there at BMS Motor Spares, Bradford Motorist Supermarket, and then it changed its name to Motor World. Car parts and accessories. I was there for about 3 years, and then I moved to Rill, or they moved me to Rill. I tell you what, best place I've ever worked, and I've done quite a few jobs and stuff in my time, but with Simon and Bert, and I was made the assistant manager after Simon left. And the amount of managers, I think it's 7 or 8 managers I saw, they were all on the fiddle, all robbing the place and all that, and they all got sacked, and I was the only one that survived. So I wasn't fiddling, nothing like that, you know. But then you've got Harry, Simon's mate. He was the Arthur Daly of Rill. I've talked about this before. I think I've done a few videos actually wandering around Rill, but you get anything you want. Alright mate. He used to have the sheepskin jacket on and the trilby, but there's always something wrong with him. Oh, something in his lungs or something, and all that. He was always feeling ill and stuff like that. But he was the Arthur Daly, and I used to know a lot of people in the underworld in Rill, a lot of shady characters, not criminals, just, you know, sort of the Arthur Dailies and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, it was good days. And the fella that worked in the chip shop, if you wanted to claim off insurance on your car, I think he charged 50 quid. Just go to the chippy, tell him where your car was, tell him where the keys were, or give him the keys, and the next morning you look out and your car wouldn't be there, it would be gone, and then you just, you know, claim off the insurance and all that. The car would vanish. And if I remember rightly, there's a place called the Great Orme, and it goes into the sea. I'm sure if I remember rightly that I used to dump them off there into the sea. So yeah, and I have a few others. I used to know a lot of people, a lot of shady characters. So yeah, good days. So that was when I was in Rill, BMS in Rill. Right, I think I'll go up Vale Street. So yeah, talking of Simon, he was a magician. He was always up to something. He was the well, he wasn't the assistant manager actually. We never had an assistant manager. We just had a manager. Like I say, I saw about it was 7 or 8 of them over the years. They came and they went. They got caught. Yeah, Simon. Then he was a magician, and then he was a hypnotist. And he called himself Barry Lee, and I was one of his. I was a hypnotist stooge. I used to go on the stage, to invite people on the stage, and I used to pretend that I was just a member of the audience, and I used to start the ball rolling and stuff like that. Crazy days. And talking of shady characters, me and Simon, we had triple X adult video empire. Used to sell naughty videos, porn, triple X hardcore porn videos. That was VHS in them days. Used to copy them and stuff like that. Used to make a few quid. So yeah, but the great days, I tell you. BMS Motorspurs in Rill. All good fun. And I've said before, we had cameras, and there was no cameras, no videos, no mobile phones in them days. But if there was, the things we used to get up to pretend to be store detectives. We used to put a paper bag over our heads and write store detective with 2 eye holes, and used to follow people around the shop. Used to glue coins to the floor, people seeing them, trying to pick them up. And I mean, we would have filmed it, you know. We used to hidden cameras. It would have been good fun. Like I say, in them days there was nothing, no cameras or nothing. Anyways, this is Vale Street, onwards and upwards. There's the old police station. Where I got my shotgun certificate. The rules and regulations now, I tell you, you got to have a doctor's letter and all sorts now. And so I just went in there, says, I'm going to buy a shotgun, I want a shotgun certificate. Right, give us a £5, and that's it. You get a shotgun certificate. Back in the days, but now, whew, the rules and regulations, you gotta go through all the red tape and stuff. But like I say, it involves your doctor now. Very hard to get a shotgun certificate. So anyway, it's a diverted traffic. Right, onwards and upwards. Gary doing his fag run. Shame. Not like that. He rummages, he goes up, down one side, rummaging through all the bins for fag ends, and then he'll turn up and he'll come on this side. Oh, bus driver, he must have recognised me. Yeah, and then he'll come up this side and he'll search through the bins, inside the bin, and he'll get the fag ends and stuff. That's what he's doing now. Shame. I used to be on the glue as well when I was in Dufferin DIY. Every morning I used to come in and used to get 2 tins of Evo stick, £2.50 a tin and a £5, wherever he was getting the money from. And I knew he was sniffing it, but I thought, well, you know, what have you, like. And I was going through the order book and it said about Evo stick and glue and solvents and stuff. If you sell it to someone knowingly that they're going to sniff it, you get something like 6 months jail. So I said to the manager that was there then, I said, have you seen that? And he goes, take it off the shelf quick. So we took them all off the shelf and he was in the next morning. Oh, sorry mate, it's on order, we run out. And he came the next day, and I think the next day after that, and then we never seen him then. So yeah, bloody hell, I didn't know that. It's just, I knew he was sniffing it, but I didn't know how serious it was, you know, for actually selling it to someone knowing that they're going to sniff it. Like, I think his brain cells have gone. That's all he does now, is wander around rummaging in bins. It's such a shame, really. It's very sad. Anyway, rush hour in Denbigh. So this is top of town. So yeah, there's another bus coming. You've got to watch here. One of the narrow parts on the path. So you have to hang about. The traffic, like I say, it's the busiest road in and out of this one. Right, make a move. And there's H.M. Stanley, Henry Morton Stanley, and I'll show you something else about Henry Morton Stanley over there that I didn't even know was there until the other day. Born and bred in Denbigh, and I knew about Henry Morton Stanley. I'll show you now actually. Well, he was born in Denbigh, but a lot of people they know he's born in Denbigh, but if you look at the castle, I've done a few videos about this, I may do another one. If it's still, oh no, they've covered it, have they? Yeah, they're doing some scaffolding so you can't see it. It's, oh yeah, it's in a different place. Yeah, as you look at the castle, they think there's a little white house on the left. They think he was born there, but he wasn't. He was born on the right. So this, I didn't even know this was here until the other day. And how long it's been here, I don't know, but it's all about Dr. Livingstone, I presume. He went to, well, he went to a workhouse in St Asaph, Merseyside Connections, Mosaic Trail, H.M. Stanley. So yeah, how long that's been there, I don't know, but they say you learn something new every day, don't you? But yeah, like I say, as you look at the castle, he was born in a little cottage on the right, which isn't there now. But everyone thinks he was born in the house on the left, which is still there now, but he wasn't. Anyway, that's Henry Morton Stanley, so I'll just pop over to Boots and get the prescription. So that's it, all ready. Sometimes you have to wait. Well, you've got to give them a good 5-7 days, but it was all ready today. So yeah, and the co-op here, I remember, well, originally it was a cinema. I've done a video, I think a couple of videos where I've walked across that side and walked across this side and talked about what used to be there. So where the co-op is there, it was originally a cinema, but I remember it as Burgess, a big massive toy shop. And W.H. Smith's was there, which is opticians, Specsavers, but that was Smith's when we were kids. You could get, well, it was quite easy to get bangers and fireworks from Burgess. They'd sell you anything. But Smith's, it was quite difficult to get bangers from there. So what we used to do is, my cousin Paul, he's a couple of years older than me, and he's a big lad and he looks older than what he actually is. So we used to get all the money, and we used to have all 5 pences and 10 pences and all loose change and stuff like that. I think I'll go back down Vale Street and we used to put it in a big bag And he used to go in, and we used to be waiting around the corner. And one of these times, we wanted like, I don't know, 10 boxes of bangers, something like that. We knew how much they cost and stuff, but he was ages. We thought, bloody hell, you know, has he been rumbled and all that? And we weren't worried about him, we just worried that we'd lost our money. So yeah, like I say, it's up there, sort of Smith's. And he was ages and ages, and we thought, what should we do? You know, we didn't go in the shop and find out what's going on and stuff. Oh, and you're going to cross the road. I'll go up. I'll show you where I renovated Capel Lawn Swan. This is Lawn Swan. Anyway, to end that story, he eventually came round and we thought, bloody hell. He had the bangers, you know, and we thought, where you been? Why you been so long? He says, well, they put all the money, they tipped all the money on the counter, and they were counting all the money because we all give him all loose change, you know. So yeah, so anyway, this is Capel Lawn Swan. I was here for a year renovating that place, mainly at the back and on the roof. Just go down here, down that way there, and into that place. No fly tipping. So yeah, that's and then I went up to the mill up in Pentref, high up on the moors, every morning in a transit van with the lads in the back, in all weathers, renovating the mill, which were either side of the river. But I was mainly, as you come into Pentref on the right, I was in that place there. And this is Gouage G. Got a video I just re-uploaded about this place. And I'll go up this way. Abraham's Lane, or Abraham Lane. Don't think there's an S on it. I used to call it Abraham's, but it's Abraham, I think. One of the steepest. And in Denbigh, one of the, well, it drops down here now. So yeah, like I say, and I was doing the Lawn Swan up for a year, and then I went up to the mill, Pentref, in all weathers. I tell you, all good times. So yeah, this is Abraham Lane. I'm sure it is. The sign is at the bottom, but I used to call it Abraham's Lane, but there's no S on it. But don't you can see it's quite a steep. Joins onto Beacons Hill. So yeah, lovely day for a wander and a chat. So yeah, it's got the sign there, but it's got it just in Welsh, Lawn Abram. I used to call it Abraham for some reason, but it's Abram's Lane. I'm sure it's Abraham, but it's got lawn on that, which is lane, Welsh for lane. So yes, it's Beacons Hill. The channel's well, another very steep lane. And it's Charnel's Well. There used to be a well where the people of Denbigh used to get their water. Barker's Well Lane, there's another one. There's a few wells scattered around Denbigh, and there was one actually where I've just been now, opposite the Boots. There was a water pump where people used to get their water. Oh, Halloween decorations a bit early. Stop, turn back. Yeah, people used to get their water there. There was no running water, so they used to go to the wells, and as I say, there was an actual pump on the top of town, but the water was absolutely, you know, it wasn't clean water, and people used to fall ill, but there was no other water there. They had to drink it. And here it's well, Group Cynefin now. It's Tai Clwyd, and then they changed to Group Cynefin. They built all these flats, hundreds and hundreds of flats. That was the site of my last school, Middle Lane High School. And if you want to see what it was like, I've done a couple of walkabouts where when it was empty, but just before they demolished it and rebuilt. I did a few walkabouts there. The gate was open, so I just went in, and yeah, so it's that's where the middle lane. It was I went to Gwainanog, which was the very first, right at the top, Denbigh, and then Junior Controlled School, which is in Lenton Pool, and then Rithin Road High School, which is down the bottom, Rithin Road, and then here middle lane. So yeah, right, head back down towards Aldi. So just on my left here is the wool factory, or what was the wool factory, which it ain't there now. And Alex Motors was here, and I've done going back years now when these buildings were up. I've gone around and taken photos and stuff like that, but they've gone now. And the Denbigh railway station is there. I don't remember the actual station, but I remember the line before they ripped the line up. The line was still down, you know, and I remember Vale Road Bridge getting dismantled, which isn't there now. Right by the station was roughly here, and then you got the bridge just goes over the bottom of Vale Street, and there's the toilets, the infamous toilets underneath the bridge. It was basically just a board, and it was about two or 3 feet away, and you just went behind the board and you just whittled against the abutment of the bridge, and it used to run down a little gully and down a drain, and it used to absolutely stink in there of stale pee. It was, but that's what we used to do. All this was in here, like I said, it was only the Quicks right down the far end there. Used to be a butcher's, liquor save was in there, a carpet shop, newsagents, and the Quicks itself was a bread, like a little cafe, and they used to sell bread and stuff, and I think that's about it. Oh, there was a little chemist opposite, that's it, yeah, on the right as you went in, like a little quick save, you know, complex like. And I was in BMS. Happy days, eh? Straight from, well, more or less straight from school. Yeah, roughly there was the station, and the my tide, which is my grandfather on the Liverpool side, Andy Grant. That was on my mother's father, and my father's father was my other side, the Welsh side. He used to work for Williams Brothers, coach builders in Lovelane Garage, and then when they retired or went to pack the business in, they gave it to him. Just says, that's it, you can have. And this is where the dumping ground is. He said you can have the business, and so he took it over just as a Lovelane Garage. So they just handed it to him. So that's my Welsh side, like I say. But Andy Grant, my Liverpool side, he was head man in the railway station there. And here, opposite there, it's a storeroom now for Townsend Supplies. That was Burgess, like agricultural and DIY and stuff like that. Get anything you want from Burgess. Massive place inside, but yeah, get anything you want. It's Burgess, but it's, like I say, it's Townsend that took it over now, and it was a petrol station going back in the day. I've got old photos and stuff. You can see the petrol pumps outside and stuff like that. So yeah, happy days, eh? I've never seen that before. Some sort of bird of prey, I don't know what it is, but never see, I've passed here, but obviously, but I've never seen that before. Bird of prey in front, someone's front garden. Different. So that's it, back where I started. Back where I started the natter. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching my Denbigh Town talk, and I'll see you again.